afternoon, everyone. Sorry, a little late. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for November 18th, 2019, 3 p.m. Eastern. It's always about, it's interesting, we don't, following an external motivation or something that, that people rely on to tell them what to do. And in fact, what we're talking about is it's up to us to determine and commit on our journey within. And, some people think that the journey within is silly. What are you talking about? Mumbo jumbo type thing. But that's the matrix. It's what it is. And it is a process for us as we literally are involved with ascension. And does anybody really know? Okay, and here's a question that you can ask yourselves. Does anybody really know what ascension is? Have they done it? Can they report it back to us? See, we take a lot of things for face value. And it gets to be the norm for the civilization. You just kind of say, well, okay, I guess that's okay. I guess that's what it is. We'll just follow along with that. And in reality, what we are is in ascension. The beginning parts of ascension is that we journey within ourselves. When you make that choice, and only you can make it, when you make the choice to journey within, to really seek out the core of your being, your existence, and to commune with the God in the kingdom of God, because we're all extensions of the God, so we're all the God. And when we make that decision, it begins our ascension. And we're not, advanced along the ascension, but we are in it. We've engaged it on our own volition, on our own commitment for ourselves. And that's how it must be. It can't be forced. It can't be manipulated. It can't be directed. It must come from within us. It must come from us deciding to take that step. So for those of you that, you're wondering when's ascension, when's it, we're already in it. That's kind of like the trick. Is to make you keep thinking that, eventually you're going to go into ascension, and we're already in it. To make this decision, to do these daily meditations, to be committed to this and within ourselves, and to seek out the God that we are, that's part of the ascension. Then you may ask, well, what happens? What happens when we go into, like, say, the higher point of ascension, where we're working to basically increase our vibrational frequency to the extent where we move into a higher density? That's going to be our decision too, okay? That's going to be each and every one of ours decision on when we feel with ourselves that it is now time or appropriate for us to take the next step. you become enlightened during the course of ascension. And that's probably the biggest challenge for any of us. The enlightenment stage is where you are in love, but you're in love all the time. It's not sporadic. It's not a little bit and then out, a little bit here and then a little bit more. But it is all the time. That takes the longest, is when you move into love, you then are prepared to ascend to the third and final stage, which is into new body, into a vessel that literally can handle the higher vibrational frequencies to a material vessel. Okay? Literally, you could take frequencies with the human body and you can just increase them and increase them and increase them until the human body just is vaporized because it can't handle it. See? We operate in a certain density, these flesh and bone bodies. Yes, they are frequencies, but they are frequencies tuned. They're tuned in a much bigger way. And so if we tried to push these bodies into a higher frequency, they wouldn't function correctly. We wouldn't care to have them. Period. So that's the third part of ascension. That's when you move into the new vessel. Okay. Now we talk a lot about. People talk a lot about. Have talked a lot about the crystalline light chambers. They get them confused with the celestial chamber. They're two different things. Completely different. The crystalline light chamber basically is a form of generating higher frequency where your body that you're in, you take your body that you're in and go inside the crystalline light chamber. Probably 2-3 days for most of us, we come out in a new form. And this is based upon our decision to do so. It is not based upon anybody telling us to do so. Understand that. Some will, some won't. Some will be ready, some won't be ready. And that's okay. You know, this isn't a race. It is about each and every one of us individually to determine that we feel that through our enlightenment stage that it'll be much simpler for us and much more softer transition. If you try to do it before your enlightenment, it's very difficult, even if you go to a crystalline light chamber. So it is best that we are patient with ourselves, loving with ourselves, kind with ourselves, gentle with ourselves, so that we can progress according to our own pace. So, enlightenment, enlightenment, means that we transcend the old ways of the dank 3D matrix. We are no longer in guilt. We are no longer in pain, sorrow, depression, anger, stress, fear, anxiety. We are no longer in the ego. These are all signs that you can literally gauge yourself with as you progress. When you no longer have, you don't have the ego that's pushing you constantly for more and more, this and this and this and this and this, and you don't have the mind constantly hacking at you, giving you thoughts that you have no interest in embracing. But if you are not conscious of it, we embrace them left and right and create a reality for ourselves that isn't really a fun one. And don't think that the ego mind is going to give up that easy, because it won't. But you all know that, and you're aware of it, and it isn't any big deal. So, it's good for us to understand who and what we are in this journey that we have engaged. We are the greatest treasure And we are the richest, wealthiest, most abundant and prosperous beings that you could ever imagine. And once we stop looking outside of ourselves, we will truly be home. You can discover on your own the greatest treasure is not outside of your body. It is already within you. And as you journey within, you keep digging deep into the core essence of, and very, very soon, you will strike it rich. Because it will all play out for you. It'll all be expanded and presented to you. And then when that happens, you will then truly understand who and what you are. We are the greatest treasure ever assembled, ever created, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. And we are. Each and every one of us are the greatest treasure. So, if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure most of you are. And the first thing that we want to do is we want to relax the body. And a lot of people don't know how to relax the body, so you identify where you keep your stress, tension, fear, anxiety. Could be anywhere. Could be in the cervical spine, which is the back of the neck. Could be the lower lumbar area. Could be your feet, your shoulders, your chest, your toes. Believe me, I have discovered in the human body areas where no one would imagine anybody would store their tension and stress. But I learned that there are many areas, and only you are going to know where it is. And what you do, here's a good visual. This is a great visual in your heart mind. You have a hot air balloon. It is filled with ballast, which are little sacks of sand. And it keeps it on the ground. So you haven't fired up the furnace for the hot air yet, and it's burning, but you can control it. But you can't get off the ground yet because you have so much weight. And this is the body, that we fill it with so much debris and weight that we just can't get off the ground. So the body is your balloon, but it can't get off the ground. So you start unloading all of the debris and all of the things that you've collected along your life that serves you no greater good. You just carry it with you. So what you do is that as you visualize through your heart mind the picture in motion, that you're dumping all of this out onto the ground, and you find that the balloon begins to rise, begins to elevate very quickly. And you also find that once all of that extra weight is gone, that you're free flowing. You start soaring, and there's no limit. So we do this to relax our bodies and to let go of all of that weight that burdens us and serves no greater good. And as we do that, we want to move into the now. And what the now does is it stills the mind. It stills the ego mind. And it reduces or eliminates the chatter that's incessantly banging at us, non-stop, 24/7. And we all have it. So there's risks. We all have it. And so we learn to maneuver, and we learn to become the master and commander of our light ship. So we still the mind by moving in the now. And everything happens in the now. The past, the present, and the future. You don't need to go in your past to drag it forward to create the future. A lot of people do that, and they find themselves chasing their tail their entire life. So you relax the body, you're in the now, you are calming, quieting the ego mind, subconscious mind, and in the now you create your future. What you do right now, in this moment, you are creating your future. So be mindful of what you are intending. Now, as we relax the body and we move into the now, we want to breathe. And we want to inhale, breath in through the nose, and breath out through the mouth. And as we breath in through the nose, we want to hold it 1001, 1002, 1003, then breath out through the mouth. And we want to just a nice, comfortable inhale, breath in through the nose, and a wonderful exhale, breath out through the mouth. And we want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. Breathing is very important and empowering for the body, for our focus. And breathing also keeps us in the now by focusing on our breathing. And for those of you who are new to this meditation today, and this now, in this circle of light, we hold our breath because it focuses us on the now. The breath is the now. The breath cannot be anything else but the now. So as we focus on the breath, it literally moves us into harmony and balance. It brings us into the now. Whenever you're out of the now, you will know it. And when you're cognizant or conscious of that, then you're able to bring yourself back into the now by breathing and concentrating on the breathing through the heart mind. Now, as we breath in, we're breathing in divine positive energy. This is source creation. This is the collective consciousness of the universes. This is all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond and forever. And it communicates with us. We're the gift. We're the treasure. Each and every one of us are. There is no reason for any of us to seek outside of ourselves of what is inside of us. Every single thing that we chase outside of ourselves is already inside of us. All the wealth, all the riches, all the abundance, all the prosperity, all the well-being is inside of us. Does it make any sense for us to continually chase this incessantly throughout our existence in these bodies, when all along it's inside of us? And the only thing that's going to literally connect us is our decision to journey within ourselves. And the deeper we go, more we understand. And the more we become enlightened. We are the greatest, grandest treasure. Each and every one of us. Now, when we breathe out, of course, the ego mind, subconscious mind, it's kind of feeding us, kind of picking away of the fact that, that's not right. That doesn't work. That's not true. We have to go over here and get this and do this and do that. And you got to go run after this and run after this and run after that. And if you run after that, we're going to want you to run after everything incessantly forever. So you release that. Use the balloon. Use the bag that carries you with the balloon. You just dump it all out. Watch it fall as you soar higher and higher. Dump it out. Watch it fall into oblivion. Now remember, we are in the heart mind. It is our command center. And we are merged with the God, the kingdom of God, the mind of God, the heart of God. We are the God. And God is with us. And we also have many more with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all of the angels. They've been with us since the beginning. They vibrate at a different frequency than we do. And they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They are total bliss, tranquil and benevolent. You can feel them through your heart minds. The Ascended Masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, Thoth, Hell, Abundantia, El Moria. All of them. We are all Ascended Masters. They have ascended out of body. We are in the process of doing the same. And they are the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. And we're all together. And arm in arm, hand in hand, we form our circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth. Our light is the God within us. It bristles. It's spectacular. It is shine and brightness. It permeates. It literally saturates and floods all that there is. This entire planet, entire civilization, on it, in it, above it, below it, around it, saturating and literally transforming everything into the highest, highest, highest deep eternal love light frequency. It is a protective sphere. It protects all of us. We're all encased in these spheres. And any lower negative frequency or in the matter survival energy frequencies, they cannot sustain themselves in a high frequency. They cannot, their existence cannot maintain, so they dissipate and vaporize. Emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. The violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. The white fire. Purple transmuting flame, the violet ray, and the golden white pink light of Source Creation. Mother, Father God, the masculine, the feminine. Prime Source Creator God, our family. And so as we all are gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, in the circle of light, we begin to go up, elevate, soar. And as we do this, we decide to float above our bodies, above our heads, where Source Creation energy flows through the crown chakra, through all of our chakras, through our entire being. And as we do this, we immediately reach out to the others, other parts of us, the other gods of Source Creation. All of the light energy beings that are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond and forever. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, peace, generosity and humbleness, tranquility and benevolence, kindness, non-ego. And they come in the Gugaplexes. Gugaplex fills one universe, many Gugaplexes fills many universes. And they endlessly flock in, arm in arm, hand in hand, our gods with their gods with ours. Join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. they are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. And we are all love, and our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth. All of these civilizations, and only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They are in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, stillness, peace, joy, bliss, generosity and humbleness, tranquility and benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one, and we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the galactics, off-worlders. All of these civilizations, and there are many. And only those who are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They are of full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, benevolent, tranquil, peaceful, blissful, generous, humble. There they come. In the billions, they have assisted us with our evolution, our enlightenment, with our ascension, with freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this circle of light and this meditation in this now. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are all one. We are all love, and our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we have inhabited. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, stillness, peace, joy, bliss, kindness, generosity, humbleness, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of life. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are all one. We are all love. And our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above, and below this planet, this now, this meditation, this circle of light. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation and this now, in this circle of light. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the dwarves, the gnomes, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, just to name a few. And there are many, many, many more. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, stillness, happiness, bliss, joy, generosity and humbleness, tranquility and benevolence. And they come in the trillions, forms and shapes and sizes and colors and configurations of which we've never seen before. And they come and they join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are at the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are at the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God-light energy is all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, flooding and saturating and permeating all. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. All of them. Hundreds of them. The power isn't measurable. It is so high. It is the purity and the divinity of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. It can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. You can feel it as it floods and saturates and permeates your very being, your physical vessel, your God. It saturates all that you are. You can feel the inside, the core of your being, the communication. You are the grandest and greatest treasure. You always have been, and you always will be. It is time to come home within yourself. It is time to come home and reach the God that you are. Here is where your peace is, your wealth, your prosperity, your abundance. It has always been there. We are the grandest, greatest treasure. Nothing externally can even shine a light on it. We are the greatest, grandest treasure. Feel it in your heart mind. You know that this is true. Embrace it. And don't ever let go of it. For it is who and what you are. We look down upon the planet, we see the entire civilization. We see all of our brothers and sisters. We see all life. We see their gods. And our intention is to flood them with the same comprehension and consciousness in their own time, that they too will recognize, make the journey, begin the journey within themselves, and embrace the gods that they are. And finally understand that everything they've been chasing their entire lives, in multiple lifetimes, has always been inside of them, not outside. And we wish this intent, this flooding, this saturation. We are all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. We are the greatest, grandest treasure ever created by Source Creation. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. greatest, grandest treasure. Each and every one of us should be great celebration, discovering that. The deeper we go within ourselves, the more we are going to get confirmation of that. And you know it's true because you can feel it in the heart mind. You feel the deep vibrational frequency of the deep eternal love that each and every one of us are. Take this with you the rest of the day, into the evening, into the night and the following morning. We'll be back here November 19th, 2019, 3 p.m. Eastern.